Okay, left off. I'm sorry. I had to take care of my granddaughter. She was in the bathtub. I mean, she's 8, so she wanted me to see her hair. But anyway, he was coming after me, and what he was doing was, it was like, please listen to what I'm saying to you, and don't let me lay something before you again. He was trying to get my attention, and so by me refusing to recognize what he was doing, because I thought I had him in my back pocket, because I thought that he loved me so much there was never any way that he would do those things to me, because I was special. You know, I was special. I had him. And so I did, but I carried him in my back pocket. When I was talking about those repetitious prayers that I would say, I thought, well, you know, that was good enough. No. I meant them, and my heart was in him, but my heart, he wanted my heart. He wanted all of my heart, not just words that were coming from my heart. Do you understand that? He wanted all of me, all of my heart, not just those daily words that he heard from my heart. So, one thing after another. And you know, the whole time, and I'm just like, I don't understand why all these bad things are happening to me. I mean, why? I mean, I just don't get it. Whining about it. Whining. And if I'd have been smart, I'd have heard the call, because he was calling me. That's how much he loved me. That's how much he loved me. He wasn't going to let me go. You know? That's how much he loved me. So when my son died, I heard it. I heard him loud and clear. He knew that would be the thing that would make me run to him. He knew that was it, and it was. I mean, I was heartbroken, but I didn't blame God. I ran to him, I chased him. I wanted to know the heart of God. I wanted to know my God that I thought I knew, but I didn't. I wanted to know what I needed to know for this never to happen again, because how could I let this happen? You know, I was so sure. I was so sure. But obviously I was wrong. So, I needed to know God, and not from anybody else. I didn't need to hear it from anybody else. I knew it from me. So I needed to read. I needed to dive in. I needed to go head in first and know my God, and that's what I did. That's what I did. So, I have done nothing but study His Word, pray, listen, walk, be spanked, because I was spanked really hard. You know, I always say, God spanked me. He spanked me hard. What He has to do is then, he peels you back like an onion. And all those layers, He peels you down to just, right, you know, just the centerpiece. And then He has to cleanse you. He has to get all that crud off of you, everything from the world. And then He has to reform you, layer you, one at a time, back together in His way. Remember, He's the potter. You're the clay. He's the artist. You're the canvas. He had to put me back together, His way, the right way. But I listened. I had my ears opened and my eyes open. And it was so sad that it took the death of my son. Altogether, it took me 4 years. 4 years before I could, you know, leave the house longer than 30 minutes, because I was so petrified. That brought on a whole other thing. I was petrified for my other children. If it happened once, it could happen again. If he took one, he could take 2. If he took 2, he could take 3. I've seen it in the Bible. I've seen Him do it in the Bible. I read about it. So then, it became the protection of my other children. How do I protect my other children? How do I keep this from ever happening again? How do I keep that hedge of protection up over my children? How? How? I learned. I learned. I have no power over anything. And the whole thing about it is, when I had that money, even though I always tell everybody, you know what? I'm just doing what God's, you know, wants me to do. You know, I just thought, you know, what I had it for, God gave it to me for a reason, to help everybody I helped. But I wasn't relying on him. I was helping everybody, and I was saying, oh, no, thank God, don't thank me, because he gave it to me so I could help you. But I wasn't relying on him. I was relying on my money. I was relying on my material things, my money, my things, thanking him, loving him. You get this? But I wasn't needing him. I wasn't relying on him every day for my needs, which is huge. You have to do that. So I was ignoring him in that. I was, I count myself. So he takes it. Takes it all. But I had to know how to keep my other children safe. So that's what I did. And so I ran after the heart of God. And I learned, and I read, and every day, and I fell so completely, madly in love. And I always knew I was his. I always knew he had me. But I was so devastated when he let me fall, because I didn't know why. I was doing everything right. Everything right. I thought I was. But I took him for granted. I took him for granted. I thought I had more power than I did. I thought I was a little bit more special than I was. Of course, we're all special in his eyes. We were. And you know what? I was very special to him, because if I wasn't, he wouldn't have put me all through that. He would not have done that. But look at everything he did. He never gave up. He kept coming and coming and coming and coming and coming. This is my story. This is my story.